Hello, and welcome to William Scrope, 91.
Very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the dramatic northern coast of Corsica and the Calvi Sainte-CATHERINE Airshow 2026. Set between the sheer granite amphitheatre of the Balagne Mountains and the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean, this afternoon's flying programme brings together premier military aviation assets from across the continent. Fasten your seatbelts. We have an extraordinary sequence of fast jet power, precision aerobatics, and living history ahead of us. Rolling now across runway 36, look out to the south for our opening act. A stunning seven-ship of Dassault Mirage 2000s flown today by the Portuguese Air Force's Special Aerobatic formation. The Mirage 2000 platform, originally conceived in the mid-1970s by Marcel Dassault as a lightweight fighter to reclaim France's air superiority dominance, remains a masterclass in tailless delta-wing aerodynamics. With its fly-by-wire flight control system and the Snecmare M53 afterburning turbofan, it blends agility with blistering speed. These aircraft represent Esquadra 301 Jaguares and Esquadra 201 Falcons, drawing their operational lineage from Airbase Number 5 at Montirole. Montirole has served as the backbone of Portuguese fighter aviation since its establishment in 1959, historically nurturing supersonic operations from the F-86 Sabre through the modern jet age. Today, team lead Major Diogo Viper Silva brings his 7-ship into their signature Cruz de Cristo wide fan formation. Listen to the distinctive dry whistle of those M53s as they pull vertically into the Corsican sky.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning. Caution. Pull up. Stall warning. Caution.
Breaking into the circuit from your left, hear the roar of the Pratt & Whitney F-100, the Royal Danish Air Force, the Flyvobnet, presenting the F-60A midlife up-8 Fighting Falcon.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
The Fighting Falcon story is legendary. Originating from the lightweight fighter program under General Dynamics in the 1970s, it revolutionized combat aviation with its 9G capability, framed bubble canopy, and relaxed static stability.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up.
Through the European Midlife Update MLU program, these airframes received modular mission computers, modern cockpit avionics, and radar systems comparable to far newer types. Today's jet is operated by fighter wing Squadron, home to both 727 and 730 squadrons. Squadron, located in southern Jutland, was founded after the Second World War and has been Denmark's primary fighter base since the early 1950s.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
At the controls is Captain Morten Frost Rasmussen, an instructor pilot with over 2,200 hours in type.
Caution. Pull up. Stall warning. Stall warning. Stall warning.
Morten is pulling 8.5 G into that instant pitch high alpha pass, demonstrating the turn rates that keep this classic 40-year-old design intensely competitive. Next up is the Royal Air Force Aerobatic team, the Red Arrows. It's now time to introduce you to the new Red 10 Squadron leader, Stuart Roberts, to talk you through it.
Thank you very much, Ben. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour à tous, and welcome to the 2026 Calvi Sainte-CATHERINE Airshow. I am Squadron Leader Stuart Roberts, Red 10, the Safety Supervisor and Commentator for the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows, under the operational leadership of our Officer Commanding Wing Commander Sasha Nash. It is our absolute privilege to bring the world-renowned Scarlet BAE Systems Hawk T1 jets to the dramatic skies of Corsica today. Looking out across the runway, you can hear the roar of 9 Rolls-Royce Adore engines. The pilots are completing their final checks, and there is the radio call. Prepare yourselves as the team rolls down the runway for display takeoff. Smoke on. Go! Red, white and blue trails fill the Corsican sky. Watch as Wing Commander John Bond leads the formation up into the vertical. pulling 5 times the force of gravity, diving down to present the classic 7 arrow present. Flying on Red 1's right wing is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Matt Brighty. Matt joined the RAF in 2011 and spent years flying frontline operational missions on the Eurofighter Typhoon. On the left wing is Red 3 Flight Lieutenant Christopher Dean, another seasoned Typhoon pilot and former Hawk T2 qualified flying instructor who has logged thousands of jet hours. As the formation sweeps back around from the right, watch the shape morph. This is the Concorde to Eagle Loop. Look at the razor-thin spacing, just 6 feet between wingtips as the jets pull through the top of the loop. To the left of the shape, flying Red 4, is Flight Lieutenant Rob Thomas. Rob brings a wealth of strike experience to the team, having previously flown the Tornado GR4 on tactical low-level operations. Beside him in position Red 5 is Flight Lieutenant Andrew McEwen, an experienced fast jet operator with background service on both tactical fast jets and operational training units.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Coming out of the loop, the aircraft slide into a broad, striking silhouette. This is the Blackbird Present, a tribute to strategic aviation design carved across the Calvi coastline. The jets now set up across the display line for the big 7 roll. Notice the intense stick and rudder coordination required here. But while Red 1 rolls the entire formation upside down and back, the outer wingmen must adjust their throttle settings continuously to stay in station. Immediately following, Wing Commander Bond calls for the big 7 rollbacks. The wingmen peel away dynamically, reversing direction, proving the agility of the Hawk T1, an aircraft that has served as the backbone of RAF advanced fast jet pilot training for decades. Now look ahead as the formation forms a sharp sweep wing outline. Tornado, dedicated to the iconic strike aircraft that served the Royal Air Force for nearly 40 years. Rords, Reds 4 and 5 roll around the formation. As red 1 twist, they change smoke colour, and reds 4 and 5 finding it harder to maintain roll, rate and rhythm in the Tornado. From Tornado, the team rearranges into an immaculate grid. Diamond present to 3-4 split. Watch carefully. Red 1 leads the front 3, while the rear 4 separate. 3-4 cross. What a sight. Closing speeds of over 600 miles per hour right over the centre point. Now sectioning off, red 1, 2 and 3 pitch up into the sky for the twister, while the lead section corkscrews through the clouds. Look to the left for the remaining 4 jets, reds 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is the legendary Hannah Brake, named in honour of the late legendary RF display pilot Ray Hanna. They brake hard across the bay, pitching high G turns around the Calvi Citadel before slicing back past the crowd line in the ultra-fast Hanna Pass. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please shift your attention to the synchro pair. Leading to the synchro pair is Red 6's Flight Lieutenant George Hobday, a former Typhoon frontline pilot. Flying on his wing as Red 7 is Flight Lieutenant Ollie Suckling, who previously flew operational combat jets and instructed the next generation of fighter pilots. Here comes the synchro pair from opposite ends of the airfield for the boomerang to slingshot. Red 6 and Red 7 curve around the display boundaries, accelerating toward each other, flinging their Hawk T1s into a dramatic slingshot pass right in front of the grandstands. Meanwhile, Reds 1, 2, 3 and 5 have reformed. Watch as they execute the fluid, sweeping serpent roll to tango present. Red smoke sweeps through white as the jets pitch up into the sunlight over Sainte-Catherine. Get your cameras ready, everyone. Red 6 and Red 7 are returning, joined by Flight Lieutenant Rob Thomas in Red 4. This is the world-famous Heart and Spear. Red 6 and Red 7 draw a massive white smoke heart across the Corsican sky. And here comes Red 4, sweeping in with red smoke at 400 knots to drive the spear straight through the centre. No time to rest. Red 6 and Red 7 are back for the high-intensity circus. Watch them enter a barrel roll, pulling into a tight 360 degrees 6G turn. They will cross each other's paths not once, not twice, but 3 times inside a single continuous turn. Absolute precision flying from George Hobday and Ollie Suckling. Now look up high for the section known as Enid. Reds 1 through 5. They pull straight up into the vertical for the vertical break. Starbursting overhead. As Enid sets up for the climax, the synchro pair returns low over the runway for the dynamic low-level sidewinder, rolling around each other's flight paths mere feet above the tarmac. Now bring your eyes back to center for one of the most technical maneuvers in our playbook, the goose. Enid approaches in an inverted V formation. Synchro pair glides directly beneath them in tight line arsten as Synchro pulls sharply up through the center of the V. Enid selects full red and blue smoke, rolling away into a steep climb. The geometry is breathtaking. We are reaching the grand finale of today's performance. The team regathers all 7 aircraft into a massive sweeping shape. This is the cascade. They pull up together into a sweeping loop, descending towards the ground before kicking their rudders away, scattering like fireworks as they fly over your heads back toward the crowd rear.
Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
Look to the left one last time as all 7 BAE C Systems Hawks assemble in wide formation over the Mediterranean Sea. Wing Commander John Bond calls the final maneuver. Big battle split to land. Smoke off. Go! Ladies and gentlemen, pitching into the circuit to land at Calvi Sainte-CATHERINE Airport, your Royal Air Force Aerobatic team, the Red Arrows. On behalf of Wing Commander Sasha Nash, Team Leader John Bond, and the entire ground crew of engineers and support staff who keep these aircraft in the air, thank you for your incredible warm welcome here in Corsica. Enjoy the rest of the Calvi Sainte-CATHERINE Airshow 2026. Merci beaucoup et au revoir.
A very big thank you to Squadron Leader Stuart Roberts.
Stall warning.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, prepare for sheer brute power. Sweeping in low from the Mediterranean is the Sukhoi Su-34 fullback.
Pull up. Caution.
Displayed by the Serbian Air Force. Developed by Sukhoi's Experimental Design Bureau from the Su-27 flanker lineage and built by the Novosibirsk Aircraft Production Association. The Su-34 is a dedicated twin-engine, twin-seat strike heavyweight. It features its iconic platypus nose, side-by-side cockpit layout, and an armoured titanium capsule protecting the crew.
Caution, pull up. Stall warning.
This aircraft is operated by the 241st Fighter Bomber Aviation Squadron, part of the 98th and 204th Air Brigades, based out of Batainica and Lajevci air bases.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Caution. Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
Batainica, situated northwest of Belgrade, has served as Serbia's premier military aviation and test centre since 1951. At the stick today is Lieutenant Colonel Radovan Grom Petrovic, pitching those Lyulka AL-31 FM1 engines into full reheat to execute a physics-defying flat spin, fully utilising the airframe's massive forward canards.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Descending from the high perch over the Gulf of Calvi, here come the Turk Yıldızları, the Turkish Stars, flying the supersonic Canadair NF-5A and dual-seat NF-5B Freedom Fighters. This team is one of the few military display outfits worldwide to perform 8-ship supersonic-capable jet routines. The Northrop F5, designed by Edgar Schmude, is an iconic 1960s lightweight platform prized for its reliability, crisp roll rate, and needle-like proportions. The Stars are the official display team of the Turkish Air Force and fly under the banner of the 134th Akrotim Squadron, 134 Enju Akrotim Filosu, garrisoned at the 3rd Main Jet Base in Konya. Konya Air Base, established in the central Anatolian Plateau, is a central hub for NATO tactical exercises. Team leader Lieutenant Colonel Mehmet Kurt Aksasoy now orchestrates a breathtaking high-speed cross over the runway intersection. Watch the precision timing!
Stall warning. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Turning onto display axis in an immaculate five-ship V formation, listen to the unmistakable howl of the Tumansky R-25 engines, the MiG-21 Lancer C formation of the Romanian Air Force, Forțele Aeriene Roman. The MiG-21 Fishbed, first flown in the late 1950s by the Mikoyan Gurevich Bureau, remains the most produced supersonic jet fighter in aviation history. The Lancer program was an extensive mid-1990s modernization carried out by Romania's Aerostar Bacău alongside Elbit Systems, outfitting the iconic Delta with Western standard avionics, HOTAS controls, and the ELTA LM 2032 radar.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
These aircraft trace their heritage to the 71st Air Base at Campi Terzi and the 86th Air Base at Borsia Feteshti. Campi Terzi has safeguarded Transylvanian airspace since 1953. Major Christian Draco Voicu leads this 5-ship through a tactical role reversal sequence, celebrating the enduring service life of this delta-winged interceptor.
Stall warning. Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
To bring our fast jet display to a grand crescendo, listen to the dual EJ200 turbofans of the Royal Air Force Eurofighter Typhoon FGR-4. The Typhoon is the pinnacle of European multinational aerospace engineering produced jointly by the UK, Germany, Italy and Spain. Featuring a canard delta configuration, unstable aerodynamics, and advanced carbon composite construction, the Typhoon delivers unmatched instantaneous turn performance and sustained Mach 1.5 supercruise.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
This display jet is drawn from 29 Squadron, the operational conversion unit stationed at RAF Coningsby in Lincolnshire.
stall warning.
Coningsby, an active fighter station since 1940, originally served as a famous base for RAF Bomber Command's 617 Dambuster Squadron during World War II, and now hosts the UK's Southern Quick Reaction Alert, QRA, interceptors. In the cockpit is Flight Lieutenant Tom Nation. Watch as Tom enters a maximum rate climb right in front of us, 40,000 feet per minute, straight up into the sun over Calvi, pulling 9G and igniting his twin afterburners in an awe-inspiring exhibition of modern frontline combat capability. What a masterclass in aerial precision. That concludes our premiere jet sequence here at Calvi Sainte-CATHERINE 2026. Keep your eyes on the runway as these remarkable aviators return to the apron. Thank you for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you for watching the video content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel at William Scrope 91.